What's up, YouTube? Let's have a nice little climbing afternoon with Ellie. Mostly when we see her, she's just, hanging around like this, having a nap. But we're going to get to see her in full action, and what a spry little lass she is. Make sure you hit the like button, smash it now so you don't forget later. Hitting like really helps make my channel visible. Welcome to Koala Gardens. I'm Katrina and I'm passionate about saving koalas. I have a wildlife sanctuary and encourage other landowners in what they can do to help the environment. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Smash that like button and leave me a comment. These things all help make my channel more visible and help me help koalas even more. Closed captions are available, and if you check the description below, there's always lots of great links and you can copy and paste the captions into a translator. What a treat! I came along and look at Ellie up there just heading for a feed even higher in this gorgeous big forest red gum. She's nearly 20 metres from the ground now, and she's obviously making some decisions on exactly what she's going to have or where she's going to get her next meal from in this tree. I couldn't believe my luck. There's just nothing like watching a wild koala out doing their wild thing. And now, keep a close eye watching. If you're on a mobile device, it's going to be hard to see, but there we go. Freeze the frame. That is the pouch opening. So at this point, we can't really see anything that's big enough to be a pouch joey bulging. But remember, if Hugo has been successful, it's really still way too early for there to be anything to see, because a joey is born the size of a little tiny jelly bean. Now I just love how she's up there and she wants to get across a little bit more to the trunk and just can't quite reach. Maybe get a little bit higher, try again. Still can't quite reach. She's determined. She knows which way she wants to go. And there we go, stretch. Whoop. I think she's going to be as acrobatic as Bullet one day. So she continues on going up, up, ever higher. Looking around, making a decision. It's actually quite complex because these trees branch out with so many different forks. And when you're down low and looking at a spot up in the tree, I reckon you just about need a road map to get up through all of those intertwining branches to the spot that you want. After a bit of a feed up in the top there, she came back down to move across to the other side of the tree. Just look at her looking around and making decisions. It's a real thing for me about wild koalas is that they're making decisions for themselves all the time. And this is something that an animal in captivity just never gets to do. They never get to actually use the decision-making part of their brain. So many of these decisions are made through a combination of what they're smelling and seeing. And the decisions made, look at that gorgeous white bottom, so beautiful and healthy. And up she goes into the right side of the canopy of the tree, and we can see a couple of Australasian fig birds just to the right there. They have a beautiful red area all around their eyes, makes them really quite striking. It's only the male that has that red around the eyes. The female looks quite different really. She has a speckled breast and no red. She's found herself a really good spot now where she can comfortably sit and just fill that belly to her little heart's content. What a great spot for eating. This is a forest red gum, which is a primary koala food tree. It's a large tree, about 35 metres tall, maybe 40 metres, and it would be at least 100 years old. When I look at these big trees, I always try to imagine what it must have been like hundreds of years ago when all of this area was covered in old growth forest, and there would have been thousands of koalas in this area instead of only probably a couple of hundred. And the next day, Ellie is in one of the younger trees. This tree's only about 10 years old, but it's got fantastic growth. Just look at the size of some of the leaves here. And it's one of the things that I'm really doing on the property is trying to return it to one day being an actual forest, not just an area where there's a few trees. So you did it once again. You made it through to the end of the video. Here's Ellie sitting in one of the taller of the trees on the property at the very top of the property, looking down over the ocean of the East Coast. So can you write in the comments, Ellie made it to the top? Thanks so much for watching right through, and there'll be more great video coming for you soon. Thanks for visiting Koala Gardens. Did you hit the like button? Now before you go, there's lots more great video to see, and make sure you've subscribed and hit that notification bell.